Welcome to that tutorial dedicated to questionnaire design with Sphinx. First thing you have to do is to go to the https://sphinxdecrypt.com website and enter your login and password to be able to enter on the platform. On that private area, you can see all the surveys that you have been created so far. And, of course, you can create a new survey from scratch, and this is what we are going to do now. You may use a model, copy an existing survey, or create a blank survey from scratch. Let's go! On that introductory screen, you will have to type the survey name, that should be quite short. The title of the questionnaire will go for a survey related to tourism in Krakow. Then you need to choose the languages of the survey, so I will go for a questionnaire in English, but also in French. And finally, you need to select a predefined model that you will be able to personalize later. Then you need to click on Finish. We are now in the questionnaire design environment of Sphinx. Here we can add questions, texts, pages, different medias like images or videos, and you can get to a library to add some predefined questions. Let's first give a title to the first page of the questionnaire. It will be Introduction. And then let's see how to define the first question. Let's go on the plus button, and the question will be quite simple. Is it your very first time in Krakow? I need to define the question type among the different formats I have there. It will be a checkbox, and then I will define the responses options. In that case, it will be quite simple, yes or no. And I click on OK. Then I will go to the next question and ask the tourists how many times they have visited Krakow before. I will choose the following modalities: once, 2 or 3 times, or more than 3 times. The question type could be different. I will go for post-it modalities, and of course that question will be only displayed if it's not their first time in Krakow. In the next stage, I will use that arrow to create a new page dedicated to the opinion about the city. I will first define a question related to their perception of the city. How much did you like Krakow? I will use some smileys and some pre-select options like not at all, mainly not, etc. And I can change one of them if I want to be a bit more specific. And I would like to have that question presented on 5 columns. I will define a new question with pictures, asking my tourists what attraction they preferred in Krakow. I will go for the question type images, and then I can choose from my picture galleries all the images I want to show them. So there will be 4 of them. One is related to the Jewish district of Krakow, Kazimir. Then I have another one with the marketplace, market square, and I have 2 other ones in the end about the Vistula and the Wawel castle. So there are 4 of them, and I need to have those pictures on 2 columns and the same size for them, being, for instance, 72. I click on OK. Let me show you how now to insert a question with drag and drop response option. So I need to go there on the question type and choose drag and drop. I want the tourists to rank their 3 favorite cities in Poland. I already have a list of cities here ready. Let's go. I can change if there are some mistakes here. Mod 2 must be cancelled. Great. And I need to define the number of possible answers here, being 3, because I want them to rank their 3 favorite cities. I click on OK, and the drag and drop is ready. In a new page I just have created, I will insert now a table of questions that is very frequent in the satisfaction surveys. So here I will ask the people to give their opinion about some different items related to Krakow. I will choose here in the format table of questions and the clickable blocks table. So here I will insert the various items, like for instance, I want to know whether Krakow is perceived as clean, as safe, as dynamic, beautiful, and cultural. Then people will give their opinion on a scale that I can choose from here. For instance, between strongly disagree and strongly agree. And I would like, as an option, to have the questions randomized, so not always clean in the first place. And to do that, I need to click here on Randomize Questions Order, and I will click on OK. Let's see now how to use the questions library. I click here, then I can choose from a predefined list of questions like gender, age, or country of residence. I can choose where to insert those questions. Here it will be in the end of my current questions. Anytime during my work I can click on tests and see how the questionnaire looks like from the respondent point of view, either from a screen, a tablet, or a smartphone. Let's go to the English questionnaire. Is it your first time in Krakow? Then I get to the second question. I can see the satisfaction scale, the pictures, the drag and drop, and I go to the next page where there is this table of questions and an open-ended question, and finally the socio-demographics. From that test I could realize some of my possible mistakes. So for instance, that first question should be compulsory. So I can go to the editing option and look at all the possible modifications I can make. For instance, I can define here the response as being compulsory, and I will click on OK again. Let's consider now that I'm fine with the list of the questions and that I just want to customize a little bit the layout. For instance, I can insert another background image, so I can choose from the ones I have uploaded in my image gallery, and probably I have a very beautiful picture here of Krakow, and I can also change some of the text styles and choose the font I prefer. Now my background image is available here. Let's have a look at the translation facilities, because I need to have my questionnaire translated from English to French. So here I can use the import-export facility to send an Excel file to the translator, or go for the Google Translate machine automatic translation. Let's click on that button and let's see what happens. So I can have a very good translation from that tool, and in case I can make some small adjustments, and going back to the creation area, I can see now that my survey is available in English but also in French. Finally, my survey is almost ready for dissemination, so I can choose to have it as a printed version here. So from here I can create a PDF version of my questionnaire, or I can go to distribution and collection and get the web link to my online questionnaires. But all those features related to distribution and collection will be covered in another tutorial. Thank you for your attention.